At last, a new version of Kitten TTS here. This time, they have released models so small they fit in your pocket literally. They have released set of 3 models ranging from mini, micro and nano, and in this video we are going to install all of them locally and test out as how exactly they work in different voices. Now, what they have done is that these are text to speech models at 14 million, 40 million, and 80 million parameters, all under the Apache 2 license. The smallest, the Nano one, it weighs in at under 25 megabytes and runs entirely on CPU. No GPU required at all. In fact, you don't need any GPU for any of these models. It is not a selling point, by the way, these days, but because it's genuinely designed for resource constrained edge devices like Raspberry Pi, phones, or embedding hardware, I think this is what makes it quite interesting. Plus, all these models ship with 8 expressive voices, 4 male, 4 female, and the jump in quality from the version V0.1 to this one, which is V0.8, is significant as far as their claims are concerned. But you know what? Let's test them out to see how much water this holds. This is Fahad Mirza, and I welcome you to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe, and consider becoming a member. Please also follow me on X if you're looking for AI updates without any hype. I'm going to use this Ubuntu system, though I do have a GPU card on this one, but I'm just going to use CPU, and I will also show you that shortly. Let's start by creating a virtual environment. And if you're looking to rent a GPU or CPU or VM on very affordable price like I'm doing, you will find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for a range of GPUs. The installation of this Kitten TTS is quite simple. Just install it through pip by from the repo, and I will drop the link to it in video's description. This is going to take a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, let's talk a bit more around this model, as the architecture is based on style TTS2. What makes this particularly interesting is that they are targeting the gap between different sizes of the model. This is well suited for on-device voice agents, local assistant, IoT applications, and mainly browser extension. So if you're looking to build your own custom voice browser extension, maybe this could be a good option. So, and it could be suited for the use cases where sending audio to a remote server is either too slow, too expensive, or a privacy concern. So I think that you can just build a Docker container, Gradio interface, and then you can even test it out in games with hundreds of simultaneous users. But there are a lot of limitations too. It's not a rosy picture at all. I will also tell you all the limitations shortly. Everything is installed. Now let me show you how to use this model. I have just written this app.py script which looks like this, where I am first importing the library which we have just installed. First up, I am going to test this mini model, and I will test all the others too later. The prompt is just a play on one of the greatest writers of all time, Mark Twain, that this first half, the reports of my death are greatly exaggerated, but the reports of AI taking all our jobs are somehow even more so. This is not from Mark Twain, by the way. Okay, so and for the voice, I'm just going to use voice of Bella, and then there are other voices too. We will also check few others. So it is going to save it here and then the audio, and we will play it in the browser. Let me run this. So I'm just going to go back to my terminal and run this. First time it is going to download the model too. And there you go, the model has generated the output after downloading the model, and you see that the format is ONNX, which is a standardized format to run models efficiently without needing the original training framework like PyTorch. And this NPZ is just a NumPy file storing the pre-built voice embeddings, and together they are letting Kitten TTS run fast and lean on basically any sort of hardware. This is the file which they have generated, and now let me play that output file in my browser.
The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated, but the reports of AI taking all our jobs are somehow even more So,
Yeah, I think it is still not that expressive. I would say it is. I don't think so. I could see much expressiveness, but you know what? Let's try a few more. Okay, I have changed the code a bit just to get some tokens timing information. Plus, I have changed this prompt a bit more so that maybe those double dashes were tinkering with it. I'm just going to go with Jasper's voice now. Let's see how it performs. And meanwhile it does, let me also quickly show you my VRAM consumption as it runs so that we know that it is not consuming anything. Let's run this and we will monitor the GPU usage. There you go. So everything is done and this is the time it took, which is quite good. And then also the real time factor is also quite impressive. So what it is telling us that the prompt had 23 words and we estimate that's roughly around 29 tokens, and the model is has then just spent 8.5 second, and this 0.767 rtf number is the interesting part. It just means the model finished generating before the audio would even finish playing, which is quite impressive. Anyway, the more impressive would be if it is expressive or not. Let me play that audio.
The reports of my death are greatly exaggerated, but the reports of AI taking all our jobs are somehow even more so.
Yeah, I don't see any expressiveness in it. Maybe I will also change um, the prompt, but anyway, let's check out maybe next model with another voice. This time I am going with a Lord Byron's line here and testing the micro model. Let me also change the voice to maybe Rosie or maybe Bruno. Let's go with Bruno. Let's save this and let's go back and run this. While it runs, I'm also going to show you my CPU consumption. So it is on CPU. You can see that hardly much of it is being used. There are spikes, but not really much. Memory consumption is also low, and this is what my CPU is. Okay, let's go back, and it has already run it. Let me play this.
She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes.
So it is okay, I would say, for the size of model, but you saw that it just made a mistake here. It couldn't really say it right. It just treated S as a separate word. Okay, let's try out now the Nano. And the next line is from Meryl Streep, and the voice I have chosen is Rosie, and we are testing the Nano model. Let's try it out. The speed is quite good, but I still feel that expressiveness is not there. But then again, uh, look at the size of the model and look at this speed for the Nano one. Okay, let me play this.
I am not afraid of you, and I will not do what you say.
Yeah, that is much better. So that is a Kitten TTS new cooking for you. Is it the best TTS you've ever heard? No. But for a 25 megabyte model running on a plain CPU with zero dependencies, I think it is punching well above its weight, and that's exactly the point of the model. And as I said earlier, there are various limitations too. For example, it is only English, some punctuation handling issues, or maybe all of them, and then also it is only Python. They also have planned a multilingual support, but there is no timeline, and given their previous track record, I think this is going to take a bit of a time. That's it. Let me know what you think. Please like the video and subscribe and consider becoming a member. Thank you for all the support.